What's up, guys? My name is Alex, and beside me is Ivan, and we are calling our channel Blueberries
For the moment, we don't know yet.
for the
We'll
moment.
see.
Okay, we're gonna find out if it's gonna stick or not.
If you guys remember it.
And
Yeah.
if you guys remember it, and we're gonna be talking today about Star Wars Clone Wars,
Mm-hmm.
Season 7, Episode 9.
Yes.
Freaking 9. And just our thoughts about it. Now, like, before we even start this, thank you guys so much for listening. If you are listening and you're new to this channel, of course you are, because we're all new to this channel. Please subscribe if you guys like what you hear.
That'd be great.
We're just going to talk about Star Wars, the way we see Star Wars, what we know about it. We're not the best in terms of, like, the knowledge of it, but we just love it.
Yes,
We just watched it.
Love everything about it, literally.
Yeah. So if you have any thoughts or comments or ideas, things that maybe we can get some knowledge about, feel free to let us know in the comment section. And
Or any questions you
yeah.
have as well about the episode.
for sure.
Yeah, we can do a special videos for you guys as well if you have any questions or just want to talk. So
So without
Welcome.
further ado, please enjoy the topic: Star Wars Clone Wars Season 7
start now.
Episode 9.
Woo! Let's do it.
Oh, God.
Oh, Alex, what a great episode and what an interesting season it's been.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm setting up my Disney Plus again just so that I can have it ready just in case I want to get pumped up. Oh my god! Yeah,
Amazing, right? That was really cool.
I'm so like very unsure of how to feel because the first thing that tops my brain is like it took so long to start this season with something amazing. Like it started good,
Yeah, okay.
and it was like, and then the Ahsoka like branch off was just so.
I think I understand what you mean.
Needless.
It kind of feels like almost a middle of a season instead of like the beginning where things are like very intense quickly and try to get you into like the plot. Like I didn't even know like what
Yeah.
the plot was for the season. Like halfway
It
through.
was, it was tough because it
Yeah.
looked like they were going off on tangents just so that they can have something to connect Ahsoka's life with. But
Yeah.
like,
but
I feel
good lessons learned all along the way. That
like, yeah,
That's
I guess
true.
so.
and
I'm still left frustrated with those like the 4 episodes of just
okay.
Ahsoka being Ahsoka. But I get that there has to be something that leads to her meeting up with the Mandalorians. I get that part.
100%.
It was just so bland getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yes.
I had no passion whatsoever for the previous episodes before this episode. Episode 9.
Oh my god, episode 9. Now things really picked up and we only have until episode 12. At least that's what I saw online. It's only until episode 12 this season. So it's not much
Yeah,
left.
with the
but
yeah
seems like
with
it's gonna be epic.
I feel like it started here.
yes,
Episode
right?
9 is like where season 7 started.
Yes, because it
It's-
started like in an insular story of the clones doing their
Yeah.
different heists and missions, and then it shifted to Ahsoka. So it's like two different things, and now finally, oh my god, Anakin, that entrance when they're fighting back. Oh, that's great, right? Classic Anakin.
You know,
I love that.
what I really like about the progression of the animation and like the progression of how they're making the decoration, the design of the environments and then the characters and all that stuff is that they're just starting to add more and more. It's starting to look like there's more and more soldiers in the scenes. Before, like earlier episodes, it would look like they're like very sparse. Like the army didn't have enough clones
Oh,
to
that's
put
a
in the
good point.
battlefield. And then like now, maybe it's because it's the intro is the bridge. They're on
Could
a
be.
bridge. They're all
As
just
well.
like being funneled.
But no,
But
you're
for
right.
the-
You're right. They're definitely
Yeah.
like getting all the money into those extras there on the side, because it does
Yeah.
feel awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, just like straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Like more soldiers that blew up. And I kind of feel bad that there's like more soldiers that blew up. I'm like, oh, save the clones.
It feels more like the movies. When I was watching,
Yeah.
because I was just rewatching some scenes, and when the airplanes are coming down and you can feel everything exploding, all the fire, like it actually feels like the movie, like The Force Awakens and all those. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. This is like different. And something I noticed is the explosions, especially at the beginning of the season, and in some places. Yes, I noticed something specific because I love them. It's
so many explosions.
The color of them, like some of them, they're almost like a rainbow. It's really cool. Even next time we check it out, some of them are
I will
upgraded or something. Man. Yeah. So I noticed that.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Just the attention to detail now in this season. Yeah.
Do you notice that Anakin also has like a different like facial structure, like the bones, like his face actually got a little bit different. Maybe it's his hairstyle too.
Oh yeah.
It's maybe their like way of maturing him, but like I mean, Ahsoka also, like, obviously she's grown up,
but not much.
She's the one that's like,
but
like,
not like
posture wise, and like it actually looks visually like, I remember her being like way more like parallel.
Oh, okay.
But now she has like more like she has a very like noble posture. Like her back is like
okay.
Like she has like some sort of like nobility to her posture. And yeah, I mean, like, besides the outfits or whatever, but like it looks like she matured, especially from like when they released the movie, like the cartoon movie in theaters.
Yes.
Years and years ago.
It's a big difference. Yes. It was way more squared back then. I remember the first time I watched it was a bit weird. But yeah, like
it was weird, huh?
In this episode then, I love how they put Anakin as like the rogue character who's always going against the norm of what the Jedi would do, right? And he always has something up his sleeves. So I love how they took all those droids.
Yeah, he also kind of... Here, it seems like he was emotionally unstable. The moment he saw Ahsoka was like... He became less of a Jedi and more of like a child.
Yes, you're right. Because he was even acting very awkwardly when they met in the ship.
Yeah.
He was like,
yeah,
hey,
exactly.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you. And she's like, sorry, there's just no time for that now. Now what we're going to do is talk business, talk strategy. And he's like, okay. Feels super awkward.
Yeah. There's absolutely that shift of relationship.
Yeah.
She is no longer Padawan, and disregarding if she's a Jedi or not or whatever, like she's still a Force wielder. But when it comes to like mentorship and like maturity about things, Anakin is starting to show the side of him that's no longer in control of his emotions, right? He's no longer that guy that Ahsoka looks up to the way like an apprentice would.
Okay. So
she like stands on her own now.
Yes, because she had all those experiences. It makes sense. She's grown up quite a bit. That's
just
a good
like
point.
Anakin is just super sporadic. Like emotionally, he's just excited and he doesn't hide it or keep it to himself.
That's true. He's very he just doesn't. He's not able to keep his emotions in, but that leads
it's like me right now.
That leads perfectly into Revenge of the Sith and all that. Like you can see all the parallels now. It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. He's getting more and more irrational, or maybe like he's becoming less and less of a Jedi, I should say, instead of like instead of irrational, because he's becoming more feel.
Yeah, it's more about emotion instead of using the brain.
Like or take it. He doesn't take responsibility for his emotions anymore. Like he's like just feeling.
Okay.
And I don't know. Well, that's my take in it. Like it's just like he's just starting to lose that sense of there's no more Jedi order. Almost in the way that he responds to Ahsoka. Yeah.
But yes. But that's why she likes him in a certain way because she was always she didn't always want to follow the rules exactly, and he fit her personality well in that sense because he let her become more and not as boxed as the Jedis are, right? In her teachings, like she changed quite a bit. That's why she left, because she felt that in her. She's like, oh, I feel like the Jedi aren't doing what they're supposed to do. So I think that's partly why they bonded as friends, you know. And
it doesn't help. It doesn't help that Anakin was the only one that believed her, too, right? Because but also getting arrested for the reason, like the person who manipulated the situation to get people to accuse Ahsoka of being guilty of like blowing up the Jedi temple.
Yeah, it was rough.
Her stand was the Jedi's losing their way, and Ahsoka's just leaving because the Jedi are losing their way. They're no longer being the stand for the Force that they were supposed to stand for. But yeah.
Some people oh no, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna add to what you said about them not really as a Padawan and as a mentor, or like a Jedi master. No, not a Jedi master. He's not a Jedi master yet. He's like, is he? He's a Jedi Knight.
Basically,
he's a Jedi Knight. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my legend knowledge. Anyways, but like, but master and apprentice like relationship is always away from, a little bit away from the like way things are meant to be for the Jedi. Just like in the scene in episode 9 where he was talking about with luck, and she reminds him, but Jedi don't talk about like luck
in those terms.
It's not about luck. And he's like, well, it's a good thing that I taught you otherwise. And it's like kind of just like a way of showing that he stands alone in certain like ideals, and he doesn't let the Jedi Order take control of those things, or thinks that he's better than that.
Yes.
Right? This is another sign of him like separating, and like I guess that's the crazy part, because Ahsoka did separate.
Yes.
And she's like free from like the spirit, like the ritual of being a Jedi. And for some reason it led her to a healthy way of being a Force wielder, whereas Anakin just like stuck with the Jedi Order and ended up destroying it. It's like such a crazy that's anyways. That's
I get all the feels and I understand.
It's all coming together. It's all coming together.
It's crazy. I just love talking to people who feel and connect to the characters as I do to the show, because that's why I kept watching it, because I was like, this is awesome. I love their relationship, and it's cool now how the clones are giving respects to Ahsoka when she comes to the ship, right? That was unexpected, and I really liked it, because I was like, well, if the Jedi would probably keep her away as they did, right? And if she would come back, they wouldn't trust her, as Obi-Wan wasn't trusting her already in the episode. But the clones are like, no, respect. We know what you did, and we'll follow you like till the ends of the galaxy, right? So I love that little thing they did for her, like painting the helmets. That was cool.
Yeah, that's such a great sentiment.
Yeah.
She was willing to die with the clones. That's why they painted their helmets, right? And it's crazy how I felt so bad that they did die for her.
Yeah,
it's so crazy. Like,
but let's not get there yet. What do you think of the lightsabers when Anakin gave it to her?
I thought it was gonna show them connecting it or something.
Oh yeah, I like what I didn't expect them to be like different heights, but it makes so much sense. It's almost like a little sword and the big one, right? The gun, almost like a knife.
Yeah, it's almost like a samurai concept. You have the main, you got your main katana, and then your side dagger, which is like
side dagger,
huge dagger.
But you wanted them to connect.
I wanted to see if, because like you mentioned, it's like different sizes. So I was like, okay, kind of like the guards like the Jedi guards would have like a small end and a long stick. I thought that that's what kind of design was supposed to mock, but then she can split it. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, it was still really cool. And
great,
it's
right?
blue.
Yes,
it's blue.
It's beautiful.
It's bringing it all back to like the Skywalker like theme.
Yes.
Of everything blue. I'm trying not to burp. Sorry. Drank a lot of water. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's blue. And she puts them to use because the plan is to go to Mandalore and find Maul because she knows he's there. But Obi-Wan, as always, like Obi-Wan annoys me so much in the Clone Wars, but it makes sense
really?
Because he goes back to his beliefs always. Like every time he makes a decision, he thinks about it. He's like, oh, okay, no, the right thing to do is this, and we need to ask the Jedi Council about this, and always Coruscant is the most important thing, Chancellor, and that's what he was just doing right there. And I was like, oh, come on, man.
Is it? Are you frustrated?
Help Ahsoka.
I feel so excited. I'm interrupting, but like, is that feeling of frustration because you know that the Chancellor is bad?
Well, part of it, but it's just like his instinct. It's just like so by the book, always. Like he never acts a little bit on impulse. You know, like okay, let's try to do this and see if it works. It's always like no. Every time Ahsoka or Anakin say anything, he's always like, oh, but like he's almost like a parent and never lets him do anything, right? So that's what I always get from him. He's like, oh god, okay, just okay, it makes sense, but still, like, come on. They need to get them all.
Be different.
Yeah, man.
Be different. Be special. Just do it. No, so, the concept of just do it is not in his book. I feel like
no, not at all.
I don't think it's ever frustrated me that he was a monk.
Yeah.
For the Jedi Order. I mean, that's like the point of them. Like they're supposed to stand above their emotions. The idea is not to get their emotions to like go beyond their reason, go beyond the like the Jedi Order's like hierarchy of things, right? Like I can respect that he's able to maintain emotion up till episode 4 in A New Hope where he dies. Like he's all like his consistency always has been consistent, and I feel like that was like one of his traits that was like good. Like he might not be the most colorful person in the like in the relationship between him and Anakin, right? But like I never saw him as like frustrating.
Oh, okay.
Because he never did.
I'm always frustrated with him.
Oh, right. But it's just that he never did anything stupid.
That's true.
He ended up like, even there's characters that were following the book, just like, gosh, I haven't watched the whole series, like, but the series where, you know, the 4-armed big Jedi started killing off 501sts because he was like pitting them against each other, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's that episode with one of the clones just telling them to blindly follow the orders because the Jedis know best. Their generals know best, right? But that was like a stupid mistake. Yeah. Like it cost lives of his brothers. That's like true. That kind of stupidity of blind leadership or a blind following was like at the sacrifice of how many people, how many brothers, right? Like that's stupid. But Obi-Wan always seemed to have like a witty response, even though he's following the rules. It never felt annoying. Yeah, I guess that's why it never felt annoying to me, because I always knew whenever Obi-Wan's in the scene, he's on the side of the good. Okay. And he like, I also feel like
he has good intentions always. Yeah.
Yeah, I also feel like maybe I'm not frustrated by it, but the fact that he is a goody two shoes, is the reason why Commander Cody's squadron has so many clones that are dying. It always looks like his clones are the ones that are dying the most.
You're right.
Over
You're right.
Anakin's 501st. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Anakin always does special things with his 501st. And of course, they always are in the front lines. They're always the squad or like the company that dies first because they're the 501st, man.
Yeah, they have the toughest mission, the toughest position always.
Always.
Yeah.
And then they've even like fought with like the elite the elite clones, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, they always have
like,
to solve the toughest problems with the smallest margins of times. They always have to just make it somehow and so try to the mission is more important always that their own safety is just accomplish the mission.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so I feel like the death toll that the 501st like adds to its like statistics is like it makes sense.
Okay.
But at the same time, there's still a 501st.
Yeah.
Which means they're not all like. It's not all
still the job.
Yeah, they're not all. Oh, it's not always kill the 501st. They're not all dead. They're so good. They're just always at the front lines.
And when they reach Mandalore, what do you think? I really liked the just the entrance and how they set up the attack. It was beautiful because when the Mandalorians were coming up with the Iron Man things in the back or the jetpacks, like that thing.
Yeah, the jetpacks.
The jetpacks. It's just so sweet because they put them in a tough situation. But Ahsoka's so awesome. She's like, yeah, well, I don't need anything. I'll just jump out. I was like, great. I love her. It's amazing.
I'm probably gonna keep going back and forth at this because do you feel like there's a little bit of like the way that they set up the episode has a lot of silence or a lot of space. And like in the beginning, it's just like it just felt so heavy. Just like starting with the title, Old Friends Not Forgotten. And then the entire time they got reintroduced to Anakin and Obi-Wan and all this stuff. Got reintroduced to her squadron, with her squadron calling her commander.
Yeah.
All the way to her saying like, race you to the Mandalore, like to the ground, right?
Yeah.
Like it all had like this feeling of, there's just this heaviness, like just like the good old days, right? Just like the good old days.
It's feeling
up,
like it's
dying,
all gonna end.
Stuff.
Yeah.
They're
really
it's just
making us feel a lot with these episodes now moving forward specifically. Yeah. So Ahsoka flies in epically with both lightsabers. She's like, yeah, whatever. I need a jetpack. Just flies in.
Oh my gosh.
Just wrecks everyone. The explosion behind her is so epic when she lands. It's like, I was like, oh my god, that's sweet. Gonna be better.
And the sentiment of it's just like it's like good old times, just like we mentioned before, it's just like the good old days.
Yeah, back as a Jedi doing her work with the clones.
Yeah, and it's such an amazing experience because watching that, the fight scenes were so much more intense, right? The way that they displayed the numbers of soldiers, the army, and like going into the planet. Right, it was so epic, and then you got this fight scene between the Mandalorians and the clone troopers trying to land, and it's intense. And for some reason, you still feel sentiment. Like
yes, you feel why they're there, like why it matters. I think that's
exactly.
why you feel like that mission is important. They have to be there and fight because there is a very horrible person there they have to take out.
So I really like that. There's just like it's weird.
It's a big sacrifice as well. They know a lot of them are gonna so
it's just weird to have that experience, to like also just know that I've been waiting for this episode. I wanted this feeling. I'm still a little confused. I still don't know how to digest it because there's just those 4 episodes beforehand that were really hard to just digest. Um, like
That's a
what
contrast,
was
I guess, to this.
yeah, maybe it's contrast. I also just am not sure because we were trying to. It seemed like they were trying to share with us the philosophy and the moral conflicts that was going on in Ahsoka's life. I thought that those 4 episodes, even like I honestly didn't like them, but
Clearly.
yeah, maybe some people might, but honestly, like if the intention was to like create a place where we see how Ahsoka's conflicting like ideologies from the Jedi Order were being confronted with the real world outside of the Jedi Order, like I didn't really get that. Like they introduced a little bit of the concept
Yes.
when the Jedi's unintentionally killed the two sisters' parents, right? While they were finding this person. And then it's
the
like
Martez sisters, yeah.
And it's like, man.
And I think what I think is good is how Ahsoka comes to Mandalore. She's confident, like I think she looking at right at the end when they fall into the trap of Maul, because that's where they're heading. And they didn't have any connection, so they couldn't let them know, like, oh no, they fell for it and they're in the tunnels. Now I like, even though now like all these troopers are down, she's there, and when he comes in, it's pretty epic. And she feels confident and strong. Like, not if it was like in season 2, I would be like, oh my god, Ahsoka is just done with Darth Maul. But now I see her doing a good job, like there, at least surviving somehow. And I don't know, I'm really excited to what's gonna happen.
I like the way that you described that. She stood her ground.
Yes, she's sure. like ready for battle, just there. Like,
doesn't
okay,
need
come
anyone's help anymore.
I'm gonna take you out.
She is no longer a Padawan. She's no longer Padawan. Like she is where she needs to be, which is awesome. Yeah, and I love it because in the beginning of the episode, because right now she is trapped. It's the trap. But in the beginning of the episode, the tactical droid said literally to the droids, "Why did you stop attacking?" Well, General Skywalker surrendered, and he's like, "Are you kidding me? It's a trap."
Yes, you're
right. It's a trap.
Yeah.
They started with a concept and ended with a concept. Like,
yeah, that's perfect. You're right.
That's such art. That's such like
that's good writing. Yeah, it's just great. The themes just match perfectly there. It's like
so good.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Is she going to trap him, like, or is she gonna be able to kill him, or what do you think?
Okay, well, so I mean, we're already technically spoiling the episode for people who haven't watched the episode.
Yeah, but, well, we should have said spoiler alert.
Oopsies, yeah, spoiler alert. Okay, if you're gonna edit this,
I haven't seen the other show, the one that goes further in
Star
the future.
Wars Rebels.
Yes, so if there's anything about Darth Maul there, I don't want to know.
Well, that's what I was about to say. So yes, I'm not going to say anything about that.
I do know that she survived because that's common knowledge, but I don't know.
You see her in that series, so you know that she's alive. You know that she meets again with Anakin, but not Anakin, it's Darth Vader.
Yes, that's the only scene I remember from like a clip on YouTube, but I haven't seen it yet.
And yes, Darth Maul comes into play. So without spoiling anything, knowing that, of course, this is a prequel tangent to the universe that is Star Wars, right? Assuming that stuff without actually getting into any of the details, like, yeah, I personally think that he's gonna escape. She's going to, because they alluded to the rebel frequency, right? The radio frequency in the beginning, Fulcrum. she used that to message Anakin and Obi-Wan. Like there's something about this connection between Fulcrum, like the rebellion, the rebel guerrilla warfare tacticianers that were outside of the like clone republic.
Yes.
Right. There's something about the relationship with those rebellion people and also with Ahsoka, and I think that there's some sort of connection that they're gonna make with those peeps. I also think that Maul's gonna escape.
Okay. I think, but I think he's gonna be surprised with her grit. I think, and her abilities.
Yeah,
now.
You know what? You're right.
I think he's too confident now. He's like, well, I was waiting for Obi-Wan, so I have to deal with this little dorp now. Like, so
yeah, he's just been chilling.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna be surprised. Like, well, okay, this is like a fun challenge at least. Yeah,
and we can't forget that like Senator Palpatine visited him as the as the Sith Lord. In the previous seasons, Darth Maul literally asked the Sith Lord for mercy because he was being defeated. So he is also a puppet.
Yeah.
In terms of strength, in terms of like self-esteem, a use of the Force as a Force wielder, like he's nothing.
Yeah.
He's not. But Ahsoka, like you said, like she stands on her own now, right? So I agree. I agree that the reason he escapes is because he can't take Ahsoka down.
Okay. That's good. That's a good theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that like maybe in her pursuit to chase Darth Maul, maybe something with Fulcrum and something with Ahsoka.
Yeah. Yes. What a great episode. I'm excited to talk next week for the next one.
Yeah, man. I drained myself just talking about it now. There's so much to talk about.
That's why we can do this forever. So many things. So many details. That's why we were friends, because we like to talk about this stuff.
Well, I'm a nerd. I know I'm gonna nerd out about it. Like, of course, we don't know everything about like all the details and stuff, but it's so cool to actually just talk about what we just watched. It's fresh in my brain. It's
I know, right?
Fresh in here.
But yeah, hopefully the audience also enjoyed it. And please subscribe and check them out. We're gonna do them every week. It's gonna be fun. We're just doing what we love.
Yeah, subscribe.
We're doing what we love. Talk about Star Wars and movies.
Cool.
Okay.
May the Force be with you. Okay.
May the Force be with everyone watching as well. See you guys.
Bye.